The unexpected encounter, the crimson sun of Zarian, cast long shadows across the rocky terrain as Dr. Marcus Vale knelt beside the small, broken form. His medical scanner beeped frantically, detecting life signs unlike anything in human databases. The child before him was clearly alien, with silver-blue skin that shimmered despite being covered in deep wounds, and delicate features that spoke of a species far more advanced than humanity had ever encountered. Marcus knew the protocols. First contact situations required immediate reporting to command. No direct intervention. No medical assistance without authorization. But as he watched the child's chest rise and fall in shallow, desperate breaths, every oath he'd taken as a healer overrode military doctrine. "Easy there, little one," he whispered, carefully injecting a universal pain reliever. The child's large violet eyes fluttered open, filled with fear and confusion. Marcus smiled gently, his hands moving with practiced precision to seal the worst wounds with biofoam. The sound of approaching footsteps made Marcus tense. Heavy, deliberate steps that suggested someone much larger than the injured child. He looked up to see a towering figure emerge from behind the crystalline rock formations. The being stood nearly 7 feet tall, with the same silver-blue skin as the child, but marked with intricate tattoos that seemed to pulse with inner light. Her build was unmistakably feminine, yet powerfully muscled, and her face bore the sharp, angular beauty of her species. Kestra had been tracking her son's energy signature for hours, following the trail of his damaged scout pod across this desolate world. What she hadn't expected was to find a human crouched over Joran, tending to his wounds with gentle hands. Her weapon remained lowered but ready as she assessed the situation. Every instinct screamed danger. Humans were the enemy. Humans had attacked their trade ships, yet this one was healing her child. "Step away," she commanded in broken English, her voice carrying the authority of a clan warrior. Marcus looked up, meeting her fierce gaze without flinching. "He'll die if I stop now. The internal bleeding is too severe." Kestra's grip tightened. On her weapon, torn between maternal instinct and tribal teachings, her son's breathing was growing stronger under the human's care. She could see the dedication in the stranger's eyes. Against all logic, she found herself lowering her weapon. "Continue," she said softly, watching as Marcus worked to save the most precious thing in her universe. The healing touch. 3 days had passed since Marcus first found Joran, and the child's recovery had been nothing short of miraculous. The makeshift medical camp Marcus established in a nearby cave had become a sanctuary of healing, far from the prying eyes of both species' military forces. Kestra rarely left her son's side, but her initial hostility had melted into cautious curiosity. "His temperature is stabilizing," Marcus reported, gently adjusting the thermal blanket around Joran. "The nanobots I introduced are successfully integrating with his cellular structure." Kestra watched as Marcus checked the portable monitors with meticulous care. She had never seen such dedication from a stranger, especially one from a species her people considered barbaric. "Why do you risk so much for him?" she asked, her English improving with each conversation. Marcus paused in his work, meeting her questioning gaze. "Because life is sacred regardless of species. He's just a child." Something in his tone, the quiet conviction, made Kestra's chest tighten with an unfamiliar emotion. She had expected humans to be cruel, warlike creatures. Instead, she found herself drawn to this gentle healer who had risked everything for her son. "Teach me," she said suddenly. "Show me how to care for him properly." Marcus smiled, the expression transforming his weathered features. "Of course. Here, place your hands like this." As he guided her hands to check Joran's pulse points, Kestra felt an electric sensation at the contact. Marcus's skin was warm, rougher than her own, but his touch was infinitely gentle. She found herself leaning closer, breathing in his scent, which reminded her of the healing herbs from her homeland. "Your heartbeat is elevated," Marcus observed quietly, his medical scanner picking up her biological responses. "Is that significant?" Kestra asked, though she suspected she knew the answer. Marcus set down the scanner and turned to face her fully. "In humans, It usually indicates strong emotion. His hand moved to cup her face, thumb tracing the luminescent markings on her cheek. I'm experiencing the same symptoms. The space between them seemed to shrink as Kestra leaned into his touch. Their differences felt insignificant compared to the growing connection she felt. When Marcus leaned forward and pressed his lips gently to hers, she responded without hesitation, her arms encircling his shoulders. The kiss was tender, exploratory. Two beings from different worlds discovering they shared the same capacity for love and desire. The sacred Vajoran's laughter echoed through the clan's sacred grove as he demonstrated his recovered strength to the assembled elders. The child had not only survived his injuries but seemed to possess even greater vitality than before, thanks to Marcus's innovative treatment combining human medicine with alien biotechnology. Elder Thyman, ancient and wise, studied Marcus with eyes that held the wisdom of centuries. The human stood calmly beside Kestra, their hands intertwined, while the clan council debated in their melodic native tongue. "The life debt is clear," Thyman finally announced in English for Marcus's benefit. "You saved our future chieftain when death had already claimed him. By our most sacred laws, our clan owes you a blood debt that can never be fully repaid." Marcus squeezed Kestra's hand, feeling the significance of the moment. "I ask for nothing. I only did what any healer would do." "Which is exactly why you are worthy," Thyman replied, approaching with a ceremonial blade that gleamed with otherworldly metal. "Kestra, daughter of warriors, present your choice to the clan." Kestra stepped forward, her voice strong and clear. "I choose Marcus Vale as my life partner, my bondmate across the stars. His heart beats with the rhythm of our people. His soul carries the light of our ancestors." The ritual that followed was unlike anything Marcus had ever experienced. As Thyman made small cuts on both his and Kestra's palms, mixing their blood in a crystal bowl that seemed to glow with inner fire, Marcus felt a profound connection forming, not just to Kestra, but to her entire clan, their traditions, their world. When Kestra pressed her bleeding palm to his, their fingers intertwining, Marcus felt a surge of energy pass between them. The clan's collective voice rose in an ancient song that seemed to resonate in his very bones. "You are no longer human alone," Thyman declared. "You are Zarathi, bound by blood and honor to our people." As the ceremony concluded, Kestra led Marcus to her private dwelling, a graceful structure that seemed grown rather than built. The walls pulsed with soft bioluminescence, creating an intimate atmosphere. "Do you understand what you have accepted?" Kestra asked, her voice soft with emotion. Marcus drew her close, feeling the warmth of her body against his. "I understand that I love you, and that's enough for now." Their second kiss was deeper, more passionate than the first, filled with the promise of a future neither had dared to imagine. Hearts united. The morning sun filtered through the crystalline walls of Kestra's dwelling, casting rainbow patterns across the intertwined forms of the two lovers. Marcus awoke to find Kestra tracing the scars on his chest, her luminescent fingertips following old battle wounds with tender curiosity. "Each mark tells a story," she murmured, her voice husky with sleep. "You have lived through much pain too. Become the healer you are." Marcus captured her wandering hand and brought it to his lips, kissing each finger. "And you? These beautiful markings?" Kestra's tattoos pulsed with soft light as she explained their meaning. Each pattern represents a life saved, a battle won, a heart open to love. She traced a new, brighter marking that had appeared overnight. "This one is for you, my star-crossed healer." Their intimate moment was interrupted by urgent chiming from Marcus's abandoned communicator. Captain Rivera's voice crackled through the device, filled with military authority. "Dr. Vale, you are ordered to return to base immediately for debriefing and disciplinary action. Your unauthorized absence has been noted." Marcus felt Kestra tense beside him, her warrior instincts immediately alert to the threat in the transmission. "They want to take you away," she said, her voice hardening. "I won't let them," Marcus replied, though he knew the complexity of their situation. His duty to Earth's colonial mission conflicted directly with his newfound loyalty to Kestra's clan. If summoned by their distress, young Joran burst into the dwelling, his eyes wide with excitement. Mother, the elders say human ships approach. Many ships with weapons. Kestra was on her feet instantly, her body shifting into combat readiness. But Marcus caught her arm, his touch calming her warrior's rage. "Let me go to them first," he said. "Let me try to make them understand, and if they refuse, if they try to force you back?" Marcus pulled her against him, his arms encircling her powerful frame. "Then I'll choose you. I'll choose love over duty, this world over my old life." Kestra's response was to kiss him fiercely, pouring all her passion and fear into the connection.
Ow.
When they broke apart, both breathing heavily, her decision was clear. Whatever comes, we face it together. The clan protects what is sacred, and you, Marcus Vale, have become sacred to us all. The alliance of love, the confrontation at the clan's borders was tense. With human marines facing Zarathi warriors across a field crackling with barely contained energy, Marcus stood between the two forces, feeling the weight of two worlds on his shoulders. Captain Rivera's face was stern behind her tactical visor as she addressed him. "Dr. Vale, you are in violation of first contact protocols and military law. Stand down and return to custody immediately." "I cannot do that, Captain," Marcus replied, his voice carrying across the silent battlefield. "These people saved my life, and I saved theirs. We are bound now by something stronger than military orders." Kestra stepped forward, magnificent in her ceremonial armor, with Joran at her side. The child had insisted on being present, wanting to show the humans that he was alive and healthy because of Marcus's care. "Your healer," Kestra announced in clear English, "gave my son life when death had claimed him. By our laws, this creates a bond that cannot be broken by the commands of distant leaders." Elder Thyman emerged from the assembled clan, carrying the ceremonial staff of leadership. "We offer alliance with humanity, but only if you respect the choice of this honorable man who has become one of our own." Captain Rivera's tactical assessment was interrupted by Joran's innocent approach. The child walked directly to her, extending his small hand in the universal gesture of peace. "Thank you for making Dr. Marcus," he said in careful English. "Fixed my hurts and made my mother happy." The simple honesty of the child's words seemed to crack the military tension. Rivera knelt to Joran's level, her expression softening as she saw the obvious health and intelligence in his bright eyes. Marcus seized the moment, stepping forward with Kestra at his side. "Captain, imagine what we could accomplish together. Their medical knowledge combined with ours could revolutionize healing for both species." The debate that followed lasted hours, but eventually pragmatism won over protocol. The alliance that formed that day was built not on military might or political maneuvering, but on the simple truth that love could bridge any divide. 6 months later, as Marcus and Kestra stood together watching human and Zarathi children playing in the gardens of the new embassy, their own child growing within Kestra's womb, they knew they had created something unprecedented. "Two species, one future," Kestra murmured, her hand resting on her rounded belly. Marcus kissed her temples softly. "Built on the foundation that life, love, and healing matter more than the boundaries we create between us, their hybrid child would be living proof that humanity's greatest strength wasn't in their weapons or their conquest, but in their capacity to love beyond all reason and logic."